Hey guys, this is Miss Smith. We're going to be doing 8.4, Solving Inequalities. Okay, so in this lesson we are going to apply what we know about solving equations to solve inequalities. Here's the number one thing. It is exactly like solving equations, but now we're doing inequalities. So we've already talked about inequalities in class, so now we're going straight to solving from the word problem. So now we're going to use inverse. What does inverse mean? Good. Opposite operations to solve the inequality. Okay, let me show y'all how easy this is. I want you to ignore this greater than sign, and we're just going to work it out like we normally would. So we would make our t. First thing we do is subtract 7 from each side, because the opposite of adding 7. Subtract 7 from both sides. So 11 minus 7 is 4. Just bring down your 2x. Now, what's the opposite of multiplication? Very good. Division. So we're going to divide by 2 on each side. And then our answer is 2. Now, and of course we isolated our variable, so our x is over here. Now the only difference is between an equation is you just bring down that sign. So now our answer is x is greater than 2 instead of x is equal to 2. Alrighty, so now I'm going to show you how to graph this. X is greater than 2. So graphing solutions or the answers to the inequality and interpret the circle and arrow direction. That's our step number 2. So we found our answer. Now let's talk about these specific answers here. So this is b, the variable b, is less than 4. So we should already know how to say this. So b is less than 4. So what kind of numbers could b replaced with b? Okay, good. If b is less than 4, then 3 could be in place of b, maybe 2, 1, 0. So if you plug those numbers in, then all those numbers are going to be less than 4. So to graph it, we use an open circle if it can't be equal to it, because we don't want it to be equal to 4, and we go the way that all the numbers that can be replaced with b. So notice how this symbol is, as I highlight this or go over this, the arrow looks like it's going this way, correct? So that's a little hint that could help you. The arrow is going to the left and looks exactly like the symbol. So that's just a little hint. All right, let's do less than or equal to. So the variable e is less than or equal to 8. So what numbers could we replace with e? We could replace 8. Do you agree? Because if we replaced 8, it would be 8 is less than or equal to 8. That's true, because it's equal to. Okay, we could replace 7, 6, 5. So when we go over here, it's going to be a closed circle because it can be 8. So if you see a line under your inequality, then that means that it's going to be a closed circle. All right, so our arrow is going this way. So our hint, we know we're going this way. And if we check our answer, then all those answers below 8 could work. Okay, greater than. We'll go a little bit faster now. A is greater than 5. So what kind of numbers could be replaced by A? 6, 7, 8, 9, to infinity, right? So if it doesn't have a line under it, it's going to be an open circle because it cannot be 5, but it can be everything above 5. And our arrow looks exactly like that arrow. Okay? Greater than or equal to. Z is greater than or equal to 7. So we do a closed circle because it can be 7. And then, of course, our arrow looks like it's going that way, so we know we're going to be greater than 7. So all these numbers can be replaced with Z. Okay, this is a key one. Okay, so not equal to. S cannot be equal to 3. So that means that any number that is not 3 can be replaced with S. So we put arrows both ways because it could be any number. The only number it cannot be is 3 because it's not equal to 3. Okie dokie. Let's go through these pretty fast because we already know how to solve equations. So what's my first step? Good. Opposite of 13 would be adding 13. Cross it out. Add 13 over here. 32 plus 13 is 45. Bring down 5 times d. Divide by my coefficient, which is the opposite. To isolate my variable, 45 divided by 5 is 9. Oh, look what I just did. I did an equal sign. Okay, y'all look. See, that's the only difference. That's look what I just did. I did what y'all probably sometimes will do. So make sure you bring that same inequality down. Okay, it's not equal. It's D is less than 9. So up here, we're going to make our own, we're going to graph our answer. D is less than 9. So you can create your own number line. Like I'm going to show you, I'm going to start here at 0. You can start 0 anywhere. Just make sure your intervals are consistent. So 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. So I went by 3s. And this, of course, would be -3 over here. Okay, so where am I going to put my circle? And is it going to be opened or closed according to your notes? Good, it's going to be open. So it's going to be open at 9. And then let's read this. D is less than 9. So what numbers could be replaced with D? Good, it's going to be all these numbers behind or less than 9. And look, hint, this arrow is going like this. So of course we're going to be going this way. Okay? So make sure your arrows match. That will be a big help. Okay, let's do this one down here. Now, this one's a little bit different because of our negative. So let's go through this. Okay, we're going to go through everything, and then I'm going to show you what you need to do if we have a negative coefficient, something that's connected to our variable, whether it be multiplication or division. This is going to be a key factor if we have negative numbers. So let's go through this pretty fast since we know how to do it. We're going to subtract 9 from each side. -7 minus 9 is going to be -16. We're going to bring down -4b. Okay, so I'm going to divide by -4 on each side. You should already know this. All right. Oops. I need to make sure I do my inequality. Okay, so I'm going to bring my inequality down. Now, if I divide by a negative or I multiply by a negative, I'm not talking about adding or subtracting a number. I'm only talking about when it's connected to your variable, when you're adding or subtracting multiplying and dividing a negative. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to bring this b down. So -16 divided by a negative, that automatically makes this sign switch. So this sign becomes greater than or equal to. That's a big thing. So we got to remember that. And we'll do a lot of practice because I'm only doing one example on here. But y'all got to know if you see a negative or a negative coefficient, or like this b over -4, this automatically means you're switching the sign. Okay? So b is greater than or equal to -16 divided by -4 is going to be a +4. So we're going to graph b is greater than 4. I'm going to make my own number line. I'm going to go by 2s, I guess, since my answer was 4. 2, 4, 6, 8, -2, -4, -6. Okay. So b, where would our dot go? Good. It's going to go at 4. So is it going to be open or closed? Good. It's going to be closed. Okay, so b is greater than 4. Which way am I going? Very good, we're going to the right. B is greater than, and my arrow looks just like my inequality. All right, good job, you guys. All right, one more slide and then we're done. Or maybe 2 more slides. Okay, determining if a value makes the inequality true. Okay, determine which, if any, of these values is a solution. So it's asking us, could 10 be replaced and be less than 60? Then it's asking if we replace 11, would it be less than 60? And then we're replacing 12. So we're substituting each value to see which one is a true statement. Okay, so we can have multiple things with inequalities. With equations, there's only one number that would work, but inequalities, there could be several. So we got to plug it in to make sure. So I want you to pause me. And I want you to plug these in and see if your inequality is true. Okay, so when we made our t, we would have, in the end, we would have 52 is less than 60. Is that true after you work out this equation? Yes, it is. So 10 is an option. Okay, when I plug in 11 here, I'm going to go ahead and write this one out. Is less than 60. When I work this out, would be 44 plus 12, 60. So then 44 plus 12 would be 56 is less than 60. Is that a true statement? Yes, it is. So 11 also works. So let's see if 12 would work. 4 times 12 plus 12 is less than 60. 4 times 12 is 60. Is 60 less than 60? No, because it's not less than or equal to. So 12 would not work. So all you're doing is replacing it, working it out. So are you really doing, are you solving for a two-step inequality? No, you're just plugging in and then seeing which one's true. So you're not actually like subtracting 12 from each side because you already have G, so you're plugging it in. Okay, I should have done the first one with you, but you can see from these two how to do it. Okay, number 2, let's see. Circle values that make the inequality true. All right, so this is our last slide. We're almost done. Bear with me. All right, I'm going to plug in 12. Let's see if this is true. So 2 times negative 12 plus 18 is greater than negative 4. Let's see if this is true or not. So we have negative 24 plus 18 is greater than negative 4. And let's keep going. This would be negative 6 is greater than negative 4. Is that true? No, it's not. Negative 6 is a smaller number because we're talking about negatives. So negative 12 would not work. Okay, let's plug in negative 11. So we have 2 times negative 11 plus 18 is greater than negative 4. So 2 times negative 11 is negative 22 plus 18 is greater than negative 4. Negative 22 plus 18 is negative 2 is greater than negative 4. Is that true? Oh, whoops, I totally messed up. Hold on. This would be negative 4. My bad. Not negative 2. So is negative 4 greater than negative 4? No, because it doesn't have a or equal to sign. So this cannot be true. If it had a line under the equal or a line under your inequality, it would be true because that would mean or equal to. Okay, let's do one more and then I'm going to let you do the last one in class since we're going to be watching this video in class. Okay, so we have 2 times negative 10 plus 18 is greater than negative 4. All right, 2 times negative 10 is negative 20 plus 18 is greater than negative 4. Let's see if that's true. Negative 20 plus 18 is negative 2. Let's try and do that over here. Negative 2 is greater than negative 4. Is that true? Yes, it is, because we're talking about negatives. So negative 2 is greater than negative 4. So the only one that would work for this one would be negative 10. Okay, I want you to do B by yourself, and then we'll check it. Okay, guys. Answers are 0.5 and 0. Those two are the ones that work. Okay, guys, if you're doing this at home, I don't know what teacher did what, but I know that Miss H's class is watching it in class. My class will probably be watching it in class also. But if you are doing this from a computer, or for homework, and from a computer, then you need to make sure you submit and do the quiz. All right, thanks, guys.